Because now I'm like all like, what?
Welcome to Nuestra Talarasa.
Howdy, Lucky. Love your
Wow.
enthusiasm.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Um, tonight's show. How have you been, Trista?
Still pretty up and down, but definitely getting there. I have, yeah. It's the cloud is lifting, and it's all going very beautifully in the right direction. So yeah, good stuff. Thank you.
Millie, how have you been?
Doing wonderful. I'm having a great weekend and starting my week off wonderfully. I'm good. I'm good. Ooh, nice cup.
Yes, pure copper.
Nice.
Millie, I would like to pet your hair if I could. It looks like it would be nice to pet.
Oh, thank you.
It looks very soft.
I used one of my daughter's styling things, and it's very cool, and it's got steam, and it's a comb, and it
Ooh,
steams. It's very nice.
ooh.
And my other daughter was nice enough, and she gave me a little disco ball, and she's like, "Here you go, Mom." So yeah. Oh, and I got a new necklace for my daughter. Yeah, they're spoiling me this week. They must want something next week.
Excellent. And Victor, how have you been?
I have been operating within established parameters, Lucky, and it's been really interesting this week. I've been out there, man, but it's been great. Just a lot of time out there. Yeah.
Spiritually, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
It just seems like more and more things, and perhaps my algorithm is finally hitting that sweet spot because I seem to be getting all kinds of interesting things about. Came across this wonderful thing I can share with it, of course. It's about 8 minutes long on X, and this guy's talking about parallel Earths, and he gives a really good summation of when like the schisms, not schisms, I don't know if that's the right word, but the departures happen. People end up missing. And he was talking about we have these two Earths, and one of them will go up, and the other one will go to the lower density or stay in the current density. This other one will go up, and then you'll have another split each time. And one of the Earths will stay or drop, and will go up. So, like when we go up, and we could have, since we've known each other over the last year, we could have all gone up and up and up and up multiple times. So it's really fun to consider. So yes, I had a great week.
Excellent. I've had a lot of synchronicities, things just falling into place. It's always interesting when that happens.
Indeed.
Yeah, I wanted to sit in my city. There's Worcester Art Museum, and I wanted to go there, but it's kind of expensive. Well, I noticed that they had a thing where they wanted people to test an app there, so I went there for half an hour to test an app to make sure it worked, see how it worked, and with an intern, and then I got free reign of the museum, so that worked out.
Nice.
And then I wanted to get out kayaking, but unfortunately, the parking near my big good lake is $15, and $50 for a kayak to go kayaking. I mean, for going kayaking, just wasn't worth it. Well, they're having a thing where you go and you pick a few weeds on Saturday, and for a couple hours, and then free parking, no questions asked. I can stay. So opportunities keep coming in. That things I want to do coming into my life, even when things go wonky. It just kind of works out. And that's always good. When even when things go badly, it rather than getting upset, I just go for it, and then it ends up falling into place and working out.
So they want to charge you $15 just to park at the lake?
It's mostly for motorboats. That's the idea, and it's supposed to.
Okay.
I think she's thinking about boobies.
Something's up.
I just got a joke that I heard a couple hours ago.
Okay.
So it's $15 to park for motorized boats, but unfortunately the people who run the parking lot, they don't air to a kayak or a boat. I can argue. I just give up. I'm not dealing. I'm not going to argue with anyone. I just won't do it. And I was talking to someone, and they go, "Yeah, that's not supposed to happen." I'm like, "I'm not. What do I do? Do I fight it and argue, and then to this kid make him cry, or do I just go home?" That's why I just go home.
Yeah, but you like pick up your kayak and put it in the lake. You don't like use the dock. I mean the ramp.
No,
You don't
no,
do the ramp.
yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, you're supposed to use the ramp, but with that, after the ramp, you park your car, and that's their idea is that you're still parking. You're leaving your car. You're taking up space, and even just have a car, I take up the whole section. No, two cars can park in the same thing, but yeah, it's just I don't argue with people. I just okay, fine. I just won't use it. And now I have the opportunity. Everything falling into place.
Beautiful.
Even
Yeah,
if you're
everything works out for you.
even if you're motorboating, though, it just seems excessive.
Oh, it definitely is excessive. It's definitely excessive. Yeah, definitely.
What I was going to say is when you said that you get to park there, no questions asked. I'm like what kind of questions are they going to ask about you parking? Like, are you parking a tank? Because they might have questions about that.
No, it's mostly
Otherwise,
taking up space. They don't want people to take up space where they can sell the space for a boat who's going to pay $15. Well, I'm already going, and they already have a certain area for kayakers. And it says, I'm bringing my own kayak, because you can also, they have kayaks available, but a limited amount. And I'm like, no, I have a kayak. I'm all set. I'd love to go. This is an opportunity for me. I was explaining, like, yeah, you're not supposed to be charged. And I'm like, yeah, what am I going to do? Say, hey, you can't charge me. I mean, they're kind of like in charge, I'm not going to argue with somebody. Maybe I'm just a bunch of pacifists. I just don't care. I'll just go somewhere else. But then I don't want to go through all the rigmarole. But it's all the game. But maybe it all comes to judgment and what we think about how people think about you. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I don't want to speak up because I'm afraid of being judged by others, of being aggressive with my kayaking. Do you think that actually, I should say hi to the chat. I missed the chat. Chat, thank you for coming. Thank you, Christine Fryer. Thank you, Linda Jean Country Music. That was Millie. Oh, I did a mess. Oh no, my computer's doing silly things. Thank you, Trina. Thank you, Trina, for coming. Thank you all for coming. Oh, Price. Thank you all for coming. We really appreciate you coming and commenting. And my computer keeps covering things up. I really appreciate you all. And no one's judging you, so you can say whatever you want in the chat, and I might read it. Who knows? If I can read it, I'll read it. But Trista, do you think you don't speak up because you're afraid of what people will think about you and judge you?
in some situations, definitely yes. And then, of course, there are people that I'm comfortable enough with where I don't have that. But yeah, definitely. To different degrees with different people in different situations. Absolutely.
And do you find by not speaking up, does that limit your abilities to actually get what you want accomplished?
Sometimes, yeah. And I feel like, I don't know if because if we're talking spiritually too, but I feel like that can really inhibit me spiritually if I'm not speaking and expressing what I feel like I need to, right? Because then if I'm holding back, then that's blocking that throat chakra. So.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good point.
Do you hold yourself back, Victor?
Not really.
People judge you?
Judge not lest ye be judged. I really don't care. And I know that's easy to say, but really, when it comes down to it, what people think of me has nothing to do with me. It's not my business what other people think of me. when it really boils down to it. So I try to live by that adage. And also, I've kind of always been known for just speaking my mind, and I'm not rude to people or anything like that, but it's just like if I'm going to see something weird or want to say something weird, I'm going to say it. And wouldn't say I was that weird kid growing up, but I was that kid that you would hear those things from. You follow me? I would be the person that talks about Star Trek at school because I loved it. I love the show, so I probably wouldn't dress up like it just because it's not really my style, but I would talk about it. And so I've got friends that the only thing we ever spoke about, and actually one of us been to Truthway before. Most of you have met her, and the main thing we spoke about was friggin' Star Trek. That was our key to having. And I bet most people here will probably be one of those people that talk to everybody. Were you one of those people? Were you, Millie? Were you, Trista, that had friends in every little different group in your school?
Every click.
Yeah.
Click.
Yeah. I was one of those people. I knew people from every one of them. I had somebody that I had a fairly decent relationship with in each one of those little cliques.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I was part of none of them.
I do feel like for me, censoring myself, that's most often in, I was going to say public settings, but I mean, like on my lives, I feel like I can say pretty much whatever I want. But like at work, when you're working with the public, that kind of thing, you've got to be more careful. So there, I will definitely be censoring myself.
Millie, do you censor yourself? Do you hold back and don't tell the whole truth?
No. I'm pretty outspoken about things, or not even outspoken. It's just I'm me. So I'll say things and, either it'll go over people's heads or people will be like, and then they'll just be like, you're crazy. Or they'll laugh and I'll laugh back. You know what I mean? And they'll be like, is she serious? And I'll just be like, So they'll think I'm crazy. I don't know. I'm just me.
Yeah, I don't mind people thinking I'm crazy. I should.
No, I don't mind either.
Yeah,
that's probably
okay.
a lot of people think I'm crazy, and that's okay with me.
Yeah, but then when you're around people that don't think you're crazy, does that make that person crazy too, or just the right amount of crazy for other crazy people? Because there's probably other people out there on this planet that would think all of us are out of our minds.
Absolutely.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not for everybody.
Clint is shy and timid. Okay.
I bet.
I prefer people thinking I'm crazy. Just makes things a lot easier. But Karen wrote something interesting. I was too shy, but I was popular within the groups I knew. So she was shy, but she was popular. So was she popular because she held back? I wonder what.
I'm a shy person. I'm not always Miss Outgoing, and I'll just come in and I'll just watch and kind of read the room, and then I'll interact accordingly. But but here, I go from shy to social butterfly. So I pull back. Depends on what I'm feeling.
And I think too, being shy doesn't stop you from being popular, because it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
if you're just being quiet or reserved in your energy, people will still feel you if they're paying attention, and if they like what they feel, then you're going to be popular.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah.
your energy that pulls
Yeah.
them in.
Yeah, especially
That
like
speaks
with
without
Karen
speaking.
saying within the group, right? Because within the group is going to be, just that kind of, group of 5 or 6 people or whatever, where she's really well liked because they kind of hang out with her and they know her in her shyness. Whereas maybe she's not like, popular as in like over the whole kind of school kind of thing, which kind of almost requires that like being outgoing, because people almost need to notice you for that kind of scale. Sometimes I think, Millie, you're shaking your head.
No,
I don't
not
think it's always, yeah, not
Sometimes
always, but like,
popular and you don't know why, and it's like everyone knows you, and you're like, yeah, okay. So cool. I wonder what they heard, but I mean, fine. So I don't think so. Like that's not, I don't think that that's always the case. I think that more often than not, yes, you are absolutely right. It's like, oh, that's the football star, or that's,
Yeah.
whatever, the politician's wife, or the whatever. People have whatever reasons that they think people are popular. But I think that sometimes, you just go there and it's like, oh, you're so and so, and you're like, oh, okay, how do you know me? It's kind of weird,
I
but.
think, yeah, I think like how I'm differentiating it is like there's being well liked, and I think you can be well liked in that grand kind of way. But
Mhm.
like when I was saying popular, I was meaning more like high school popular, where it's like, yeah, like the high school, like the
Mhm.
football jock or whatever kind of thing, as opposed to just that, like, yeah, they're a really nice person, but you just kind of lay low and do your own thing kind of thing, and you're not like, you're probably not going to be winning homecoming queen or whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, you can be nominated and go really far and not know anybody too, sort of.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you can also be
We don't have that
popular.
kind of
You
stuff
can
here.
be popular for being the bad kid too, or for
Yeah,
not being like, it's like, oh, here comes that kid. You know,
but then you're kind of infamous instead of famous.
but you're still popular.
Still has famous in it.
All right. They're still talking about you. Talk good about me. Talk bad about me. Just talk about me, right? Yeah, so.
Interesting. Well, I ran into a situation most of my life where I was mostly popular when I didn't talk because I was the person people would talk to and I would listen and not say. When I spoke up, that's when I got into more trouble with people like, oh, you know, uh, that's
Because
the
your
problem.
opinions
I
were not
sometimes I
popular?
go, so what?
Is it because your opinions were not popular?
Sometimes when I reach a subject I know, I tend to start going off on tangents and start explaining it too much, which is
Mm.
probably an autism thing or an ADHD thing. Who knows? But I don't know anything about it. But I do know that that was one of my. I gotta afterwards like, oh no, why did I do that? Why did I say so much? I mean, even today, where I hike, there's Perkins Farm conservation land. It was used to be a farm there 100 years ago or so, and then it's just rocky. It's just this hard nothing. So the city bought it as conservation land, and there was a group of hikers who were touring it, and it was like maybe a dozen of them. I'd never seen that many people walk on these lands. And they came to a certain spot, and the guy started talking about it. Well, I don't know much about this section, and I don't know why I did it, but I said, oh, I do. I know everything about this thing, And he says, well, I have an idea, and he starts talking about it, but you can correct me at the end. I'm like, okay, sure, why not, And so I told what I knew, but afterwards I'm like, wait, why didn't I stick around with that group, and maybe I could have learned something. But after I started speaking and said my piece and explained what I knew about that, there was like a number that would explain, what was going there. It was a foundation of the old farmhouse, which I believe, but no one really knows. And then I guess the farmhouse was taken apart and moved to Ohio, which is another story in itself. But then I looked up the person I looked up the tour, and I had thought that foundation was for that farmhouse. Now I see the farmhouse in Ohio. It's huge, and the foundation is like a quarter that size. So I'm like, wait a second. There ain't no way that house belongs to that foundation. But again, long story short is that I beat myself up saying I shouldn't have talked. I shouldn't have said anything. I should just walked behind them and listened. But again, that's my problem. I do much better by listening. But
Sometimes.
I think that's what we all need to do. We have two ears and one mouth. We should listen twice as much as we talk. I think
That's a nice saying.
Well, someone said that. A famous philosopher or a Buddhist monk or someone. I don't know. Someone said that it was important.
Judge
You
Judy.
mean like dry ice? What does dry ice mean, Karen?
It means if you melt dry ice, can you swim without getting wet? I
Oh,
think that's what they were asking.
Mm.
Oh, no,
Cool.
broken. I'm gonna think about that now.
That's from an old skit from Stephen Wright, who was a very famous comedian back in the 80s, real dry sense of humor. Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
him.
I like dry sense of humor. I like dark sense of humor too.
Yeah. Stephen Wright was an interesting kind of guy. Met a girl with long, flowing, plaid hair.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know.
He's also the one that says he ate an entire box of Oreo cookies before going to see his dental hygienist for his cleaning. Back when they came in boxes.
Wow.
I don't remember them coming in boxes.
I do.
Oh,
But,
maybe I just.
well, so, do you still eat Oreo cookies? I don't think anyone does now.
I don't eat Girl Scout cookies either.
You
None
don't?
of them. Nope. And I have them all over. In fact, I pretty much tell the kids that I refuse selling them. And I
Oh.
sit there and I say that at the Girl Scout meetings too. And I tell them, do you know those things are made with palm oil? And do you know those things are like on whatever list and how toxic they are? And we only make 50%. And you got these kids peddling those cookies. So yeah, I'm popular.
Because what are they, $14 a box or something now? And it
Sure.
probably costs them 10
Like-
cents to produce that entire box, that
The
entire
child
product.
labor and everything else. Yeah, yeah.
Entire product, as the McDonald's CEO said when he was tasting one of his recent burgers.
No, that
You
was
guys
a
see
great
that?
video.
Yeah.
Thanks, yeah.
Yeah, he takes this little bitty bite. Oh God, this product! I'm gonna take a bite of this product. I'm like, dude, it's a burger, or it's supposed to be. I think people see that's one thing too. That's one thing about limiting our judgment. Okay, so limiting our judgment. Some things are fair game, and what used to be, at least in the United States, I'll just use that because it's where I've lived predominantly most of my life, is that we used to hold certain things in high regard. And I would even say at one time, McDonald's was held in high regard when we were much younger. When we were much younger, it was still quality, but now it's like I hate to use a tagline, but now the veil is being lifted off of everything, off of all the chemical stuff that's in all of, and it's basically we're being poisoned by everything. Everything is poison. Our food supply, our water, the fast food that has very little nutritional value. And if I'm going to go ahead and plug something, there's a scanning tool, the scanning tool that you can use when you go to the grocery store, or supermarket, if you're in the Northeast, and you can scan the barcodes of your stuff. And I highly suggest you get one of those. I'll find the name. I'll try to get the name for it before the sunrise. And this thing, you will change everything because it'll even break it down. If you get like a 5% out of 100 on something you scan, you can dig into that scan and see, okay, well, what's making it skew so poorly? And it'll tell you.
Especially because
Oh,
I know
sorry,
that,
go ahead.
I know that one of those a customer was using, and it was flagging silver as toxic. So be discerning still.
Yeah, because it may be the good kind of silver, right? There's good silver.
And
you
it
can
was, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's
It
okay.
was silver-based toothpaste, and he's like, "This is toxic because this is nano silver," and I was like, "That's its active ingredient."
And you can even go. That's the thing too. Is one thing I've recently began doing is making my own mac and cheese now, because you can get pasta out there that scores a 100 out of 100, and that maxes it out. And then all you have to do is get cheese, and something else too. I started shredding blocks of cheese instead of getting it pre-shredded, because if you get it pre-shredded, they put all these anticoagulants and anti-sticking agents and all this other nonsense in there just for presentation and ease of use. Whereas it takes you a minute and a half to use your little device or whatever, however you shred up your cheese, and you can put it in a container and put it in your fridge, and it's just as handy, and it lacks all that nonsense, all the nonsense of all these little added ingredients, because you scan a bag of cheese that's shredded and it's going to be like a 32% because of all the additives to keep it from sticking to itself.
Yep.
And then you can just get a block of cheese that's going to be 65%. I think the cheese in general scores low because it has a lot of fat in it, apparently. Is it fat? Something in it causes it to score low in general. But just a little FYI there.
And when I buy pasta, just to add, I try to buy pasta that's directly from Italy or from Europe. Like I look to see where it's made, and I don't get,
Because the Italian stuff I bought a couple days ago it's from Italy and it's pasta and it's 100. It's pure.
and in a bag, typically, which the box pasta is usually not.
Oh, what about sliced cheese? Sliced cheese, I would imagine, probably has some of the same kind of non-stick stuff on it. And of course, I don't eat American cheese that's propagated itself throughout the entire planet.
No Kraft.
Yeah,
Single.
cheese craft in general, though, is just kind of everything is. I heard the stuff in their mac and cheese causes you don't want to feed it to boys because apparently it hurts their testosterone, or it has some other limiting features in it. So it's amazing. Oh, and don't even get me started on breakfast cereal, how that all tastes the same now. Because go get a box of Lucky Charms and get a box of Fruity Pebbles or something like that. Yeah, Lucky. And try them. Just try a bite of them. You don't have to eat the whole thing, and they taste exactly the same. Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me, Al? That's
It's
awesome.
got his name on it.
Yeah.
I didn't even like
He
that.
just bought the
cereal.
box empty because it had his name on it. He was showing us, see, it's empty. No danger.
I used to like cereal so much, and I'd even have a bowl of cereal for dinner or like for a snack if I wanted something sweet. I haven't had cereal in so long. I don't like
Well,
it.
it was up to a point somewhere around when I was like 28 or something, when I would still I'd buy a big jug of milk and a couple boxes of Lucky Charms and just have a big feast, like once a quarter, and it was good. And then somewhere in that time, the next couple of years, it changed because I did the same thing. I was like, ugh. Unless it was me changing, timeline change, something like that, but it just did not. Well, see, look, Karen Suki had cereal. What kind of cereal, though, Karen Suki? Oh.
See, the problem with this, it's limited edition. I got limited edition.
Did I have a toy in the bottom?
What did you get in
Oh,
there?
it's a unicorn. It looks
Oh,
like,
it's a
right?
jumbo
Jumbo
unicorn.
like unicorns.
Ooh.
I'm not quite sure what they look like. I like the box.
No, you should frame it.
My neighbor I was talking to my neighbor, so he handed me the box. Here, you can have this. It was empty.
Oh, so you did get it empty. I was just kidding.
Who opens a box from the bottom though? I didn't ask. I wasn't going to judge him, but it's open from the bottom. I don't.
I've heard of people doing that with bags of cereal for some reason. Maybe it's because the flavor is on the box, but not the box. Like you can do that with the bag once you get in there.
Because all the sugar's there?
I guess. I don't know.
Accumulates. I would hate the bottom of the bag. That's gross.
I
You
just
get all
like.
the crumbles and,
Unfortunately, the box was in good condition when I got it. I've basically been carrying it around. I think it's funny. Clint was mentioning the Dollar General Girl Scout cookies, and that's what I had heard, that the dollar store, the $1.25, $1.50, whatever the prices are, they're the same cookies. That's what I had heard. I don't know.
Has Girl
I
Scout
don't know.
cookies?
Yeah, I guess they're like, they look a little different. Besides that, they taste exactly the same. I'm told.
I don't know.
I really don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, I got blueberries in the refrigerator. I forgot. Hopefully, okay. Because that's another thing. I was walking because that's what I would walk in the conservation land, picking the blueberries, wild blueberries.
Oh, that's cool.
I love doing that. And then I found some other ones which are boysenberries or something like that, which they're they're bigger than the blue, like they're 4 times the size of the blueberries, and they're all wild. And of course, I was talking to them about it, and I'm like, some people think they're poisonous. All for me. You're out of Lucky Charms? Well, they're delicious.
They're magically delicious, actually.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
In the limited edition, they have giant with a giant, giant unicorn, giant unicorns.
Did you
Giant,
eat those?
Did you get? Yeah. Was it like a marshmallow that was extra big in there or something, or what a marshmallow, whatever they actually are?
I don't know.
Or was it a free one, or was it a real one that jumped out of the box?
Actually, he just gave you the box, right? Your neighbor gave you the empty box.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I was talking to my neighbor and he gave me the box because
Can you let him know we have questions?
I could let the neighbor know. Just I'll write the questions down. I got my pen. I got my pen. I don't have my pen. I had a pen. I had a pen. The questions are: was there a live unicorn?
Yes, that's the most important one.
And it just got away.
A jumbo live unicorn.
Was
Yes.
the marshmallow unicorn like? Are there any other questions I should ask him?
Are you gonna ask your neighbor? Oh, I thought you were gonna write to the product company. You should ask. You should write to the. You know, did you guys ever do that at school? Like we used to have this project. Like we used to have to try to get pen pals, or sometimes you'd have to bring in a product, and you used to have to write to whoever made the product, and you used to have to do like a review or tell them how much you like their product. Did you guys ever do that? And then they'd send you coupons or whatever. You can write to, I don't know, General Mills. I don't know who makes Lucky Charms. And you can write to them and tell them, hey,
No.
I got some questions for you about the unicorn.
The general.
Right. General Mills. See if they write back to you.
There was
That
a
would
book
be
that
interesting.
There was a book. It was a compilation of this guy. He would write to different companies, just the most ridiculous letters that he could come up with. So he like wrote to like Hanes or something, and he was like, "I think you should make week-long underwear. So all you would have to do is add an extra leg hole, and then you could just like turn it each day to be in a different crotch area, and then inside out, and then you've got your full week." And they're like, "Thank you for
Well, the
your
military
interest in
did
our
that a long
company."
time ago. That's probably why. And also, how does someone become a general of Mills? Or is it just like generally speaking? Yeah, in the military, you wear boxers and you wear them normal the first day, then you turn them around for the second day, and the third day you turn them inside out, and on the fourth day you turn them around. So you get 4 days out of it.
And
Brilliant.
on the fifth day, it would run away by itself.
Nervous.
No, they just
I
stand
really-
over there.
Or just stand up, yeah.
Good.
But the thing is, you do what you have to do
Right.
to stay as fresh as you can and clean. Because when you don't have the opportunity to bathe, it's a completely different story if you decide to skip your shower one day. But when you're in the service and out there doing that stuff,
Yeah.
you don't always have the opportunity.
Yeah.
And that might be the least of your problems.
Indeed.
Then no one was judging you.
That's right.
I don't think you pause it because they're all in the same. You're all in the same boat.
Yep.
Well, that's the Navy, bud.
I was gonna say.
That was good.
I was gonna say, but I was just quiet.
I got some Lucky Charms. You can argue.
Karen, that doesn't make you wear it longer. Oh my god. Okay.
I don't know what's. That's interesting. So, judge. That's what I want to go back to. Victor had said to something. Don't judge lest you be judged. Now I was thinking, could that mean that if you judge others, it's not that others are judging you; it's your fear of what they think about you, which I think is worse. Having people judge you, at least is out there. But if you're afraid of how they're judging you, and you don't know how they feel about you, that kind of limits you on so many levels.
I say that one more time, please.
I don't know how. I know. So don't judge lest you be judged.
Judge not lest ye be judged.
Yeah.
That's from the Bible.
Right. Well, supposedly Jesus said that. But
Really?
more to the more to the point, is it judging others in you're not really so much afraid of them judging you as much as you're a judgmental person, and now you're afraid of how they're judging you without any evidence, and that's kind of messes you more than anything else.
Oh, I see now.
I would wonder if that stems from you judging yourself, right? So if you're judging your own shit and feeling a certain way about it, then I could see it being easy to assume that everybody else looks at you that way too, if you're not feeling right about what you do, especially. I mean, it could happen without that as well, but I think that could be a big factor.
So you're placing yourself the way you judge yourself as that everyone else judges you on that same degree. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, because you just assume, like, well, if I'm not okay with this in me, then everybody else shouldn't be either.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, honestly, I critique everything. I'm very good at breaking things down, but sometimes I'm afraid I go too far, and that's what happened yesterday, where I was touring the museum and using their app, and then I'm like, okay, I might be really critical of you. I mean, of the app and everything. She's, I accept that. That's what we want you for. And I'm like, you want me to be really honest, because I just want to be straightforward, because I'm going to take this and I'm going to rip it apart and tell you everything. And you know, it was a very good. Where it was good, it was great, and where it wasn't, there were some gaps here and there. And that was the one good thing. She was an intern, so she was in college, young girl, kid. But the point was that she let me play with the app and have trouble with it, and then I was pointing out where I know where I can go from here, but other people, elderly, older people, my age, we're going to have trouble. Well, children will have no problem at all.
That's good.
Who's your audience? And she said, no, our audience is everybody. I'm like, well, that's going to be tough to play. But, you know, it's a museum. They want to get everyone interested in the thing. But sometimes I was critiquing myself, wondering, do I tell the truth, or do I hold back because I don't want to hurt someone's feelings, But she didn't. Then she really don't. I didn't make the app. I'm here. I'm just testing it. But again, I don't want to hurt someone's feeling. I can imagine that poor programmer working his butt off, and then this 57-year-old guy comes in and tells him how bad he's done. Cries in a corner because they're very sensitive people.
And then
but maybe you made them a better programmer.
Yeah.
I met programmers. It's really tough. They're very sensitive about their stuff.
Well, yeah, I think anyone that's creating something is.
Yeah, and then hopefully they take that feedback and go, oh, that's why this isn't optimal.
But I tested a few apps. I kind of volunteer for a few apps. Some are very bad, and I've said that this is terrible. This app should be taken off the market till they get it better. And the poor woman was like, "Oh, you really feel that way?" I'm like, "Absolutely. I don't even want to use this app anymore." The only thing, they were paying me to use the app for a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were paying me. They were calling me she calls me every 2 weeks to how I feel about it. I'm like, it's trash. This app is trash. You're paying me to use a trash app,
did you say you're paying me to use this app and it's still too expensive? Maybe that's why she goes home and cries.
I didn't say that. No. That's again, she's not the programmer, but again, she has to go to the programmers and try to explain to them. It's working now. Damn. Oh, I guess they took my critique to heart because it's working now.
See? You helped.
You're helping make a better app.
Because
I
I'm
thought you were going
helping.
to say, that they took your critique to heart and now you're blocked out and can't use it anymore.
well, it was crashing. It doesn't matter. It was just crashing.
Oh,
It was
well
working
then
fine. They
they
fixed it.
need to know that.
Well, it's
So
been
there
three
you go.
months. It's been 3 months of this that I've been complaining about it, telling them where the problems are. But again, I am told so that I'm critiquing, I'm being mean, but of course in my head is like you don't have to be that mean about it. You can be nice about it. But I finally got it done. I got them to fix it. Wow, interesting. But unfortunately, it fixed on my phone, but it might be broken on other people's phones. Who knows? Not my problem, I guess.
Can I add something else before you go to your next question too? One thing that this whole topic brings up is fear of others' judgment limiting your spiritual success. I think in some regards, this makes me think of something you meet someone on one of these channels, on any of our channels, and you get to start knowing them, and then all of a sudden they start going off on some political rant. Okay. And what is one of the biggest things, at least in the United States, people judge one another for? And that is for your politics. And I think I try to stay neutral with my politics because it's just a big divisive tool. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because if you think about it, you remove the politics from government, guess what you would have? You would have a functioning government, most likely.
Yeah.
Okay? Because then you only have to worry about trusting someone. But if you remove the politics, you remove a whole layer of a reason to not trust them. So you add a layer as a reason to trust people, trust these politicians. And is the fear of judgment. So there we go, limiting your spiritual success. So who is the person that if you're within a certain group and you're a spiritual group and everybody happens to bend a certain way politically or stuck on one of the isms, then I think that's where I would have fear of saying anything or even speaking on some terms, because I'll get shouted down or get ignored or get any number of things. So because I was trying to dig through and think where would I be that would limit my spiritual success, and it would be in one of those situations.
I've been there, and I pulled back from those groups
Mm-hmm.
because then I'm like, you know what? How spiritual are they that they're letting themselves be distracted by something that's not?
Right.
And letting it well up like such anger
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times. Yeah.
It infects a lot of groups. I mean, I am unbiased. I am right in the middle politically, and that's a linchpin. That's a lightning rod sometimes, because some people, if you're so much in the middle, they'll think you support them, and they'll go off and oh yeah, you support my candidate, you support my side. Other times, if you're unbiased, they'll think you're supporting the other side. It's the weirdest thing, and it used to be that I would try to get myself out of that. Other times I would just, you know what, I just don't care. I'm just gonna, if they're upset about my unbiased political opinion, that's on them. But there was one time where I'm just like, and because family, that's one of my worst things. And my family are very political, and it's just, it makes me sad. They stopped talking to me because they thought I was on supporting the other candidate. And I said, well, the problem is I don't support the other candidate. I don't support either candidate. But because I don't support their candidate, I support the other candidate. That's the thing. And that is the worst thing of all. And I used to get upset. I used to go, Thanksgiving. I don't go. For the last 2 years, I haven't gone to Thanksgiving dinner because they think I support the wrong candidate when I didn't support either candidate.
Oh. But I could see that when you're reserved, absolutely, because they think you're thinking something else right away, and you're just watching the whole thing play out, and you're like, "Oh man, what?" But yeah, I get that.
Agreed.
For sure.
Agreed.
Now that Clint and I have discussed it, and I'm okay with just the time served under house arrest as my payment. Sure. Now, Amanda will be attacking me for my cereal milk order that I don't even eat anymore.
See, I just think it's interesting, and I think it's an interesting concept, but
No, there's no merit to milk before cereal.
I am so unbiased. I think it has its merit, and I think it's a good idea in of itself, because that way it stays crunchy if you like crunchy cereal. But a lot of the cereals now, they're made to melt and dissolve in the cereal and make this mush. But if you like it, more power to you.
Or they have so much whatever they put on them that they stay, together forever.
And they cut up your mouth.
Digestive system too, yeah.
Well, that's Captain Crunch. That's
Captain Crunch, yeah.
I never understood that cereal. That cereal never made sense to me.
Sometimes
that one's got to soak for a while. So that one I would do the other order.
Captain Crunch is just that stuff was, oh boy.
Aye. So, this is funny because that whole thing with the order of the cereal is reminding me in my head, because I have clairaudience, and I keep hearing the scene in my head where Archie Bunker is going at Meathead because he puts on a sock and a shoe and a sock and a shoe, and he's like, what if there's a fire? You'd have to hop down the stairs, but if you have a sock and a sock, at least did you guys watch All in the Family? Mm-hmm. And it was just so funny, and I'm hearing it as you guys are talking about the order, and it's kind of like, it's funny to me.
Well, do you guys remember when we were younger, you could get multiple, like 16 or 8 boxes of cereal, and it was like a variety pack in their little bitty boxes. And you could actually they told you to cut the side of the box open and pour your milk in and eat it that way out of the box. That was so much fun.
I was just talking about those with my mom.
I remember those boxes. I've never heard of such a thing.
And then they were perforated too. So you could just punch out the top and then pour the milk right in there. They were great for traveling.
I remember the cups.
So cute.
The ones that came in the plastic cups, and you could flip it open. But I remember the boxes, but I never remember seeing any kind of perforation or any kind of directions to open it on the side.
Yes, they were perforated. And
it made it funner.
I bet,
so you guys did the cutting the box open and having the milk in there? You guys played that game?
Wow.
We were traveling. Who brings a bowl?
Part of the thing, yeah.
Yeah, at my house that was forbidden.
No, I just take it to the living room and do it that way.
Oh, okay. Well, they were special for us. It was only when we were traveling. Otherwise, we had the good old-fashioned cereal.
We weren't allowed to do that.
It's probably cheaper too. Like, I'm
assuming.
Yeah. But then you'd have all the varieties, But
yeah. But that's stuff that I wouldn't eat, like like the the healthy ones, the
one with the chicken on it.
Although I loved shredded wheat as a kid because my grandpa really liked shredded wheat, and he would put like a layer of brown sugar on it, and that was delightful. And then you drink the milk after it; it's just brown sugar milk.
Well, so when you ate these little boxes of cereal that you remember, Trista, would you you'd cut open the box, dump all the cereal out, pour your milk back in the box, then slowly add the cereal? Is that how you would eat them?
Sprinkle it in.
This was before I was wise enough. This was before I was wise enough to learn that method. This was like 45 years ago. Like, come on. I developed that wisdom later.
That's good. Yay.
Okay.
Should have I not stated the amount of time? I know it was hurtful. I feel regretful that I even said it out loud.
Frosted mini wheats are really good because those are one. Now we're getting to kind of the minutia of it, because those are ones where you could, well, technically your first bowl is going to be cereal, then milk, but then to get the right soak amount for your frosted mini wheats, you got to add. I'm still adding milk. Oh. Okay, so sorry. I thought I had something to support your position, Trista, but I don't.
I'll just keep thinking it
over.
The
methodology is still flawed.
No.
Well,
I think I've just extended to about the limit of my...
Because the Cocoa Pebbles would get soggy really fast.
Oh, no.
So you would do the cereal,
Yeah.
then the milk, and then you would add, you'd have to balance it out so that you get the proper amount of soak.
Well, that's why
No.
if you put the milk in and then you pour the cereal and then you can just dunk
No,
it and
no,
then
you never
have
start
that.
off like that. No, no.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
too
yeah, yeah,
strong.
yeah. No, no.
No.
You can pat it with a spoon, but no.
Yeah,
The-
yeah, exactly. Hold it under, like kind of drown it a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah.
Get out your frustrations, drowning your cereal.
The Flintstone cereals were terrible. They were
I
they
love
not
that. Cocoa Pebbles is my favorite. No,
they
and
were
then when I
not.
wanted the
They
crunch,
melted.
They were pretty.
Cocoa Puffs.
There was something weird about those.
I loved it. I don't care. That cereal could do no
I
wrong.
think
I'd buy it by the
I,
bag even. They had the big bags of cereal. I'd buy it by the bag.
Ooh.
Yeah.
the
Oh.
last cereal I got was the Halloween ones, like the Boo Berry or Count Chocula, because they had some special edition where you could cut out the backing and then it made a mask. And so this was like just last year. I bought those.
Really? Because there was Count Chocula,
And then I was like, this is
Frankenberry,
terrible. I can't eat this crap. Frankenberry, that was the other one.
Blueberry, and there was a werewolf too. I don't know what the werewolf was.
Oh, I don't remember a werewolf.
Most like
I-
it's Count
I don't know.
Chocula, and
Oh, you're gonna make me look this up, aren't you?
the werewolf. I think unless
Hey, Victor, can you look that
unless
up
I
for
made
us?
it up, because I don't know. Maybe I have maybe I'm from a different timeline.
Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisp were good too. I like that with the little
Can,
wizard and the little cookies, the little chocolate chip cookies. Oh my god.
can I just
That
say,
was
you
good.
keep looking over there. It looks like you're looking at what Victor's typing.
No, I'm looking at my. Could you
It's like,
imagine?
oh, what's he doing?
What's he doing? I'm not that good yet. I know people that have skills like that, but I don't have those skills yet. Some mad
Okay, so
skills.
yeah, Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Booberry, Fruit Brute, a werewolf themed cereal
Okay, fruit.
with
Oh.
fruit flavored marshmallows, introduced in '74 and discontinued in '82. Then you had Fruity Yummy Mummy, a mummy
Mummy,
themed
yeah.
cereal with fruit and vanilla flavored marshmallows, introduced in 1988. So,
88 was a good
I
year.
don't remember either of those two.
We liked the
Granola.
blueberry. The blueberry. The blueberry was,
Yeah, I
was,
think-
was the big thing in our house. I don't know why. Oh, because the house was
That
haunted.
blue
but-
dye. It's that blue dye.
Okay, Diana
granola
saying she
cereal.
loves granola cereal.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a really good one, and it's hard to find now. It's called Love Crunch, and it was chocolate.
Ooh,
You know which one that I'm talking about?
yeah, we carried it like
And
everywhere.
it was
I
all
worked
box
for
and
10
very,
years.
very little cereal for like $7. Very, very little cereal. Maybe a quarter of the box was cereal. But it was so good. Yeah, I used to like that one. But I never had, what's the other one? The famous one? Was it grape nuts or something? I never had that. Remember the granola one? I don't know.
Grape nuts. If you warm them, if you warmed
I
grape
never had
nuts,
that.
that was the way to have them.
Really? I never
Oh
had
yeah,
that.
they're really good that way with copious amounts of sweetener.
One
Did you
of
see
those, huh?
what Richard just said?
There's Bridget.
Next week's topic is worrying about milk before cereal. So
I know, we're eating the whole hour. It's 54 minutes and all we've done is talk about cereal. Because you know why? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I never eat breakfast.
Me neither.
But I eat like a
And that's
brunch,
a lie.
and I do like
I never
breakfast
miss
for
it.
dinner. But I don't sit there like and have like breakfast before school or anything. You're making me so cold because I'm so cold already. I'm gonna steal this blanket. Is what I'm gonna do from the other side. Give me that. But yeah,
hey, this is a Navajo blanket. I bought it
It
in the
looks very
border
cozy.
of between Arizona and Mexico. My older brother and I were traveling to the West Coast, going back on our back trip, and it was in the middle of the night. We decided to pull over and sleep, and we ran across this place. I got this for $5, like back in '89 or '90,
nice.
something
Wow.
like that. And I still have it, and it's used the heck out of it. Washed it numerous times. That's Navajo.
Very
So
nice.
it's good too. It's nice and warm for being so thin. Yeah.
Probably all natural fibers.
I have one that's kind of purple
Oh.
like that, or I don't know if I hope I still have it somewhere. That one of my first internet friends got for me and mailed to me, which I thought was very lovely.
A purple Navajo blanket? That sounds interesting. Wow, interesting.
Or very, very similar.
Well, either way. Purple's an
And yeah,
interesting
he was a
color.
Mexican guy, so I think that's why he got it for me.
A Navajo warrior peace pipe in early 90s.
Nice.
Yeah, interesting.
That's cool.
Ooh.
Have you ever tried that pipe?
That's a good question. Have you tried the pipe? And what did you try it with it? And no judgment. Just curiosity.
Family show.
Very nice.
You
Yes.
know, it should be noted at some point during the show that like judgment is normal. Like it's to go through life without judging. Like even like if we judge, we can let that go, right? But there's always kind of that like where it fits in with everything else kind of approach. And then if you're what like for me, I would want to my goal would be to not let that affect how I treat somebody, but maybe where it'll be like, okay, I see the difference kind of thing. Because even if you think of like food, like, okay, so I'm judging this food because I like this food and I don't like that food, right? It's all under the same kind of category of how we just rate things.
So judgment's
then-
like kayaking. You can, if you acknowledge it, you get to be aware of where you're going. You get to aware of the flow of the water, but you don't have to go exactly where it takes you. You just be aware of it, and then you have a choice to where you go. So if you have a judgment, you don't fight it. You acknowledge, okay, I do have this judgment, but I don't have to make it, influence my prejudice and cause prejudice. Let judgment be and move forward.
And you don't have to sit and chew on it and chew on it and chew on it and let it affect your energy.
Right, and you don't have to keep. You don't have to. You can have judgment in your head and still not say it out of your mouth.
It's like choosing your reaction.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Ever see people who say they never judge and they are the ones who judge the most over nothing? See, I'm judging right now. See? That's awesome.
And I'm hurt. My heart hurts.
But to Trista's point, I think it's almost like an autonomic response. I think we're going to do it because we all have likes and dislikes. So is it a dislike or are you just judging? It's kind of like I used to have this best friend of mine. We'd get dressed up to go out or something. I'd say, "Hey, what do you think about my outfit? What do you think? How do you think that looks? Oh, I think it looks good on you, but I wouldn't wear it." That's like, is that the judging, non-judging thing? It looks good on you, but I wouldn't wear it. Oh,
Well, I think it's like
not really that helpful.
like if somebody makes a choice I wouldn't make, and maybe it is something. Maybe someone gets in a physical fight that I judge as unnecessary because I do. Not like I can judge it as something that I look at and go, that's not bringing anything good into the world, and that's not my thing. But I can still love that person and have them be a part of my life or whatever, and forgive that aspect of them. I think that's where it's like judging as a, in a way that you hold on to that for that person and put them in that box, as opposed to just going, okay, this is what they're choosing to do, and that's not what I choose to do, but I still love them, and they're still a good person underneath or whatever kind of thing. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something else too. I think it does make sense. Go ahead, Lucky. Sorry.
No. You can go forward. My thoughts are not full yet.
I think there's a difference between. Let me preface this. There's a difference between being stupid and being ignorant on any subject. All right, and I don't think I would dare to say that I don't judge. Sure, I probably judge things every day. I just try not to. I try not to spend my time doing that. But what I find one of the easiest things to judge are stupid people or stupid events, things that did not need to take place. That's probably the thing I judge the most. It's just things that are unnecessary. And it's like, Lucky gets pulled over by a cop and immediately jumps down that cop's throat and talks himself into a ticket. Then, while he's getting cuffed and stuff, kicks the cop a couple times. Now he has a battery on officer, which is a felony. All because Lucky was being stupid. You see, not ignorant of the law or anything. He was just being stupid. And so I hate to use your name, Lucky, but my point being is I find those situations where people make more a mountain out of a molehill tend to be the ones I think that come across my brain housing group. I would think, if I think about it the most, it's going to be something like that.
Yeah. But then who knows, like maybe in their own life or the life of other people that they're interacting with, perhaps there is meaning that's going to come from that. Whether it's in a way that they learn from watching them do something that they are like, ew, or whatever. There's always the medicine. It just might not be your medicine that time.
So, is
well, thank you, Lucky. This has been an interesting topic.
But is stupidity ignorance by choice? Because ignorance is not knowing. Is stupidity or inability to know,
I think stupidity would be knowing better and choosing that anyway.
I agree.
That's how I would define it.
Me too.
So, just don't be stupid. You can be ignorant, but just don't be stupid.
Because ignorance you don't know yet.
Yeah.
Right? Or I guess, look at that. Stupid is a judgment. Calling someone stupid is, in fact, a judgment. Look at that. Very, very well put, Karen Sugi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can be stupid and try to learn about it and then try to improve yourself. Wait, are you stupid, though? Are you just naive? If you're naive, you don't know any better, and then now I can learn. So, these words, they're so tricky. But that's for a whole different show. This show is about judgment, and I don't judge anybody.
And cereal.
Especially not cereal.
I don't judge anyone either.
Eat cereal.
And what's on your shirt today, Lucky?
Yes. But we need a
There's
segment.
99% chance that I am tired.
Oh. I could wear that.
Well, thank you for bringing your point 1% tonight, buddy.
I've been active all day long. I haven't stopped. Stupid. Okay, everybody. Was it Tristan next week? Who's next week?
I think it's me. Is it me?
I don't know.
It might be me.
Someone's next week. Wait.
I thought we were in order. I thought we were in order now.
Are we?
Or something. Oh, no. No, I don't know.
We shake it up.
Our pictures are not in order on the screen.
No? Okay.
It's Moscow Mule. Yes, this is a Moscow Mule. This is actually a pure copper mug. But actually, it's for drinking water, not for drinking alcoholic beverages. Maybe.
That's your cup. You can drink whatever you want out of it.
I choose water.
Well, it might be some weird chemical reaction, but, whatever.
That's something for a whole different show, and I'm not going to judge anyone for what they drink out of.
That's right. Or what they drink.
It's all up to you. You do your choice. Go with God. Have a great life, everybody. And
good Dios.
Yes, Millie, it's you next week.
It is? Okay. I'll be back next week for sure.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Have a great week. Love you all.
Bye.
So true, Hamina.
Thank you.
All right. Namaste, everyone.
Bye.